This looks weird. There we go. That should be good. Swap that up. Good morning. Welcome to Stiffler Manufacturing, where we turn bars of steel into gun slides like those you see before you. Hey Omar, how you doing? Let's see, is that the 20% or is, there we go. That's the one I want. I woke up a little earlier than I wanted, but not too bad. A little hungry, but saving room for pancakes with the family. There we go. That should have, yep, it updated. All right. Excellent. And it's always a fine 2A morning, every day. Be heading out and about, strapped, of course. Not for a couple more hours, because they want to get their beauty sleep, but figured what the heck, let's do a morning live, chat everybody up, talk about Glocktober, 2A is the way, gun slides, what have you. And we're almost at 1600s. Maybe I can get that this morning. We'll see. Might do a minor giveaway sometime soon because we're still prepping for that big slide giveaway. Give out like maybe a patch or a book or maybe some military gear. Yeah, maybe we should do that. I mean, the person will have to have them message us on Instagram or something and confirm account. Get stuff mailed off. But yeah, I'll probably do a small giveaway sometime soon and prep for the big giveaway. Let's see, can we move this? There we go, get more of the slide in the shot. There we go. I really should build like a whole social media desk or something. Eventually, someday. But thank you all for joining us this morning. So we're showing off our Gold Viper, Space Worn Zoom, aluminum Hellet, shimmer aluminum, White Lightning Zoom Slide, Tiger Stripe Zoom Slide, and our SM17 in bright purple. Well, you need to ask a question to get it, because I don't know what you don't get. But I'd be happy to give you an answer. It might not be, you know, the best answer, but it will be an answer. Oh, excellent. So we are Stiffler Manufacturing, and we make gun slides for specifically the Generation 3 Glock 19 and Glock 17. This one here, for example, is our SM19 Viper slide, milled from 17.4 stainless steel. Has ported windows, so that you can use a ported barrel. It fits the Gen 3 Glock 19. And we did the Cerakote work ourselves. We primarily use H series. That in particular is gold H series. But we also do a wide variety of colors, and we dabble in a little bit of F series and FX series. Well, if you take a look at the one in the back, the slide fits atop the frame. The slide is a carrying device, if you will. It holds the upper parts kit, the barrel, firing pin, etc. That's where your sights are going to go. An optic if you want it, because all of our slides are milled with the Trijicon RMR flat optic cut and topped with an aluminum RMR cover plate. So that's the best way to think of the slide. The slide is a carrying device for the parts that go on the top of the gun. A metal shell, if you will. It's what you can manipulate with your hand to rack the slide to chamber around. And then go pew pew. Not without the lower, though, of course. What's interesting, though, is federal law dictates that the slide is not a firearm. The frame is a firearm, which is why the frames are serialized, with exception to the latest fire control units, where the frame no longer has to be serialized. It's the fire control unit that attaches to the frame with the lower parts kit that is the firearm in those instances. So things like the Ruger RXM or the latest SIGs utilizing fire control units. Oh, good morning, Jacob. The Ruger is a 45 long Colt. Specifically, it's a Ruger New Vaquero. Got that a number of years ago, and it's been fun. Though I am disappointed at how much 45 long Colt costs these days. You're looking at over $1 a round in some cases. Though I do have a 22 revolver. Got a Heritage Rough Rider. That thing's fun. 22 long rifle and 22 Magnum. Just change out the cylinder. It's also the only revolver I've seen that has a safety. Which is so strange for a revolver, but it's interesting that they added it. Adding to your framed thing, 3D printing and 80% bypass that frame, and I know because yeah, man, we've built a few 80%s, and we've gotten involved in a little bit with 3D printing. It's fascinating. Back before Polymer 80 got dragged underground. Lying about what? It was a 30-06. Yeah, fun little plinker, honestly. It's a great one to train people with who've never shot before. Just to start with the fundamentals, if they might be nervous about starting with semi-auto. But yeah, the Heritage Rough Rider, it's cheap, it's effective, it's fun, great little training to start. You don't have to worry about someone running away with it, you know, just expending too much ammo. Keeps things nice and slow for a beginner. Yeah, definitely like the Heritage Rough Rider. What gun do I EDC? Specifically, the one in the back there, pretty often. That is a Stiffler clone. It's one of our own SM19 turbo slides. But I also EDC a Gen 5 Glock 19, Ruger SR9, and every once in a while, I've got this old Charter Arms 357 I'll break out. I put the Ruger on too, but can't really do much with what's in the picture since I have complete firearms on it. Got to follow the YouTube's rules and all. But yep, I actually could be carrying this SM19 Turbo Glock clone today when I go out and about. And of course, running around with some hollow points. How about y'all? What kind of guns do you EDC on an average basis? Those are typically my 4. If I'm out hunting or hiking, I will bring an AR with me. But other than that, yeah, those are the pistols. And we make all of these slides, for those of you that are just joining us. We mill out 17-4 stainless steel to create all of those. And many more. A lot of different color schemes. We've currently got 4 19 models, 3 17 models. We're working on a 26 model. We've got 2 19 models on hiatus and another 19 model that's kind of just in the background that we were working on for a bit. Oh, right on. That's a good EDC right there. Yep, I'll keep a few spare mags on me. Typically using Hornady. Yep. Typically using Hornady defense ammo. Hollow points. Yep, going live again, Green Hood. I woke up a little early this morning, so I figured, what the heck, let's do a live before I got to go meet up with everybody. And a little bit of the Ecto-Lube from Ghost Dad Tactical. Smells like green apples. Plus, we're almost at 1,600 subs, so I figured, what the heck, let's do another live, too. Glock 15? Oh, 17, okay. Well, all of our slides are Gen 3s, but with very little modification, Gen 3s fit on Gen 4 and Gen 5. And we do have a gold, this one here. I believe it's H122. And then, of course, we have the shimmer aluminum, which I believe is H158. The shimmer aluminum kind of gives that silvery appearance. Oh, yeah, we know Gideon. We've talked with them at length before in DLD After Dark, Red Dawn Readiness, John Crump News, Flying Rich Firearms. We have one of their Omega Red Dots as well. Before they do another gun show, we're probably going to send them a few of our slides, because that way they can showcase that their slides fit on Stiffler slides, or their optics fit on Stiffler slides. Oh, I wasn't even tracking, Hood. We might do a Glock 20 someday. Right now, we only do the 19 and the 17, and we're working on finishing the 26. But we might do a 20. Because we kind of want to do a 45 caliber and a 10 millimeter at some point. So that's something we might do in the future. I mean, we all on that beautiful 2A drug, ain't we? Not with this current setup. I can't really touch anything that's on the screen because I have complete firearm builds here. So YouTube doesn't really let me touch or get my hands involved. If I just had the slides, we'd be good to go, and I could show you a firing pin. I could take it apart, but... Yep, YouTube's got some rules. And of course, the build in the back, that's actually something we make. The revolver's just there for conversation. Because, I mean, who doesn't like a revolver? An old cowboy gun, you know? Actually, when I used to do 2A advocacy, I used to go out with that particular revolver because it was a conversation starter. Leather holster, cowboy hat, and people would be like, what the heck is that? That is nice. And it would start a lot of conversations. Oh, you might have. Yeah. Do you have it on your channel? I'll give it a look. We have made over 30,000 slides, and we have shipped them to every single state and some of the territories at this point. So, yeah, ours are floating around out there. Oh, looking at. Okay. And we did have a white label agreement when we first started, so it might have been called something different initially. But, yep, it's a Viper. Well, this one here is, anyway. I'd have to see yours to be sure. Yep. Viper, zoom, helmet, zoom, zoom, zoom. Oh, and then in the back, turbo. Can't touch that one. And for those of you who might be in Arizona, there is still three or four shops where you can get our flash slides. It's a slide that we put on hiatus for a while because we were focusing on other stuff. But those 4 gun shops in Arizona, in Tucson, Mesa, Lakeside, and Prescott, all have our flash slides still. Only place I know where you can still get them. You used to be able to get them with RB Tactical on eBay, because he bought a bunch from us, and he's sold out of them finally. Now he's got some of our newer stuff, but yep, he used to be. Oh, and he even had some of our original flashes that had the Raptor cut on the front. So you'll see that with some designs. Some people call it a Raptor cut anyway, but where the front of the muzzle has, how do I describe it? More like a U-shaped cut across the muzzle. Nothing I've experienced personally. Mobius, if there might be some literature on it somewhere, but nothing that I've experienced personally. I mean, reasons why a hollow point might not expand would be insufficient velocity, a defect in the hollow point cavity. What are the reasons? Possibly what it strikes. Not necessarily like, say, you know, person, but a surface that it strikes. It doesn't expand because of it. Yeah, it's possible, but nothing I've ever personally experienced. But it's been a while since I've shot 45. Besides this 45 long Colt I have right here. We do have a Ruger SR 45 that's just been sitting in the safe. We probably should take it out sometime and shoot it. And the funny thing, we actually got that for travel because there were states that had restricted magazines to 10 rounds, and the SR-45 was 10 plus 1 in 45 ACP. So, yeah, that particular pistol pissed a lot of states like California off. Because they're like, well, their whole thought process was like 1911, 7 plus 1, and here we are, 10 plus 1. And California for you. Oh yeah, 15 round. The funny thing is, for the mag restrictions, the companies don't make new magazines. They just put a block in the magazine to reduce the amount that you can put in it. And I just find that amusing. Unfortunately, Raven, you will not be seeing us on Reddit because we are a business that is involved in Second Amendment sales, and Reddit hates Second Amendment businesses. So we, along with multiple other businesses, were purged and banned from Reddit. Despite the rules stating that we, as a business, could make posts and talk about our product, Reddit still banned us. And many others. But you can find some of our old posts. You can find conversations about Stiffler slides, and, you know, there's still discussions about them. We sometimes miss the community, but to be honest, there's a lot of toxic people on there. Like, who say they support the Second Amendment, but really it's only if you do things the way they do it. Real FUD type attitude. There we are. And since I can't eat yet, waiting for the rest of the family to wake up so we can go and get pancakes, I guess I'll just have my morning water and tea. Oh yeah, you might have. Yeah, there's way too many toxic communities on Reddit. Way too many, and there's some seriously power-hungry moderators that if you don't do things their way, you're gone. It was nice when we first started because the Reddit communities were so vast and varied. We had some that were absolutely against businesses in other states talking to their state's gun groups, which was just so weird. It's like, what, you're against interstate commerce? Like, how do you think you got the Ruger or Smith & Wesson or Glock or, you know, whatever that you might be carrying? Interstate commerce. Like, that Ruger New Vaquero there was made in New Hampshire. I think that compact dagger there was made in South Carolina. All these slides here are made in Arizona. Interstate commerce. The P80 frames we had were made in Nevada. You know, it's... No state produces all the things you want. I'm building a blind build right now. Was thinking about a sweet candy pink slide. You know, we've got something in Sig Pink that you might like. You can check it out on the website, stifflermanufacturing.com. Hey, McMahon, how you doing? I don't have a pink one with me or I'd show it off, but I got that purple one there, bright purple. And Sig Pink doesn't mean it's for Sig, it's just literally the name of the color. That's what Cerakote calls it, is Sig Pink. Do you guys make barrels? No, but we do source barrels. So all of our barrels are from ELD Performance. They're 416R stainless steel. They come coated in black titanium nitride, or we also have some copper PVD coated barrels, and we have standard, ported, and threaded. Are they the best barrels out there? No, you can buy better barrels, but they will get you started, and they're only like 40 bucks. It's the same thing with our SCT manufacturing parts kits. Are there better ones out there? Yeah, go with Glock OEM. But they will get you started, and honestly, we've never had a problem with them. I know some people have, and that's build specific. But yeah, SCT parts kits, they'll get you started. They're not overly expensive. I mean, if you're looking at doing competitions, go out and buy some match grade stuff, you know? Why is Reddit toxic? Mostly just the internet. Sadly, as much as it is that the 2A community should be united, there's a lot of people that it's their way or the highway. They think they know more than others. And I will openly admit, I don't know everything about guns. I've spent 10 years in the Army. I did some competition shooting. I did Second Amendment advocacy with the NRA, with the GOA, FPC. I don't know everything about guns. Even with all that experience and time, I don't know everything about guns. And anybody who says they do, they're frickin' lying to you. There's always something to learn. So the toxic part of that, of those communities and conversations, comes from people with just too much pride and ego. They think their way is the best way, and they don't want to embrace new things. Though I did have to explain a definition the other day, so that was interesting. So some of you might not know FUD. So think of Looney Tunes, Elmer Fudd. And that's where it comes from. And it's basically people who don't want to embrace new firearms, who think only wood stock, shotguns, and rifles is the way to go. And anything polymer is wrong, building yourself is wrong. And they say things like they support the Second Amendment, but, you know, they want restrictions to the stuff that they like. So, you know, they're against things like modern ownership of semi-automatic firearms, pistols, ARs. It is a derogatory term. Oh yeah, so for example, a FUD would be happy with the cowboy revolver I have right there. They'd say, oh yeah, that's cool, that's fine. But they would not be okay with the Glock clone that I have behind it. They would also not be okay with these slides because the various colors and whatnot. Which, of course, we make the traditional colors. Black, you know, silver, forest green, desert sand, burnt bronze. You know, your traditional black and tactical colors. We make those. But the colorful ones catch the eye. And it gets people asking questions. Yeah, some of them do want to ban them. Or if they don't want to ban them, they just admonish you for having them. I've met a few like them. They're like, you know, okay, so a 1911 fan. And this is not all of them. This is just some of them. Some people say, well, if you can't do it with a 1911, then, you know, you're just bad. And the stuff you have, you know, you shouldn't own it. Whereas my philosophy is, and this is a capacity argument. So, for example, the 1911 chambered in 45 ACP, you know, can typically hold 7 rounds in the magazine plus 1 in the chamber. Whereas I carry a Glock 19 most often with 15 plus 1 with spare magazines. And they're like, well, if you can't hit your target in 7 shots, it's not about hitting the target in 7 shots. I absolutely can. I can hit the target in 1 or 2 shots. But it's all about the follow-up threat, which is a mentality I adopted from the Army. Where, okay, you took out your one enemy opponent, but what if he has buddies, and you've run out of ammo because you have a 1911? Not that the 1911 is not a beautiful firearm and a good gun in its own right, it absolutely is. I mean, it served in 2 world wars. It's a great gun. I just like having follow-up capacity that 9mm offers. And FUDs would be against that. Because maybe you've gotten into your little defensive situation, you've taken out the enemy opponent who was assaulting you or your loved ones, and he's got buddies, and you don't have backup magazines, and you don't have capacity in your magazines. It's not that I also couldn't shoot the guy with a 45 ACP. I could. It's, I want the capacity. Plus, modern 9mm ammunition, it's not like it was back in the day. It does have that punching power. McMahon, we should be able to have, buy, or make anything we want. Absolutely. I don't care if you have an artillery piece in your yard. How can they be 2A if they want bans on stuff? It's a superiority, ego, pride complex type thing. They think their way is the best way, and whatever you're doing, you know, they think, hey, if they do things their way, they're going to be on top. I think, in a way, they're also afraid of learning new stuff, is what some of it is. Which, don't get me wrong, like, I'm actually fascinated by cowboy action shooting. I love old guns, lever actions, cowboy revolvers. To me, they're fascinating. And I love them, and I'd love to collect them and have more of them. But if I'm out carrying on a day-to-day, I'm taking my Glock with me. Oh, right on, Jacob. Yep, we've sold to quite a few businesses. Actually, I'll drop our link bio in the chat so you can check out all of our stuff. Here you go. But, you know, we're affiliated with RB Tactical Market, Delta Team Tactical, MMC Armory, Davidson Defense, The Hub, Sirius Arms Company, Wolverine Arms. Who else? Gonzalez Arms Company has some of our guns. 3CR Tactical. Our slides, not guns. McMahon, my man. Exactly. They don't understand how self-defense situations happen. Big fun mentality. 30-06 is totally fine, but 5.56 tumbles in the air is overkill. Oh, man. To get a bit morbid on the conversation, I actually took a 30-06 out to the range not too long ago just to see if I could make the shot. And I can. But I prefer my AR. Don't get me wrong, 30-06, if I was out hunting or if I was out in the wilderness and whatever, or if I just wanted to do some distance shooting, 30-06, sure. And then, of course, there's better options for further distance. But for my standard average use in a defensive situation, in an offensive situation, or just in my own defense carrying out in the wild, AR. AR is just fine. Yep, and when I was a soldier, I carried the M17, and before that I had an M9. But, I mean, my primary was the M249 for a while because I was a gunner. And then when I wasn't doing that, M4. And I had the M320, so I was a grenadier for a little bit too, because to be quite honest, people in my section didn't want to carry the extra weight. Throwing some shade. If any of them are ever watching this, ha, fuck you guys. You just didn't want to carry the saw. I carry a Glock 20 with a full mag for EDC, but don't usually carry extras. I'd keep a spare either with you or within the range of your vehicle. Oh, Tony, they're adult toys, if you will. They ain't Nerf. Yeah, Big Daddy toys. Stiff toys, if you will. Big Stiffler toys. Haha. Make it weird. Another thing to carry on you, honestly, keep a good trauma first aid kit in your vehicle and keep a tourniquet available. Yep, P3, everybody wants to get stiff with Stiffler. They just don't know it yet. Welcome to Stiffler Manufacturing. D's nuts. What's going on, man? No, they're Gen 3 slides, but if you look up a few videos and you change out the back plate, you can fit Gen 3 slides on Gen 4 and Gen 5, and they will run. I recommend looking up RTT Guns and Gear. He has a good video about swapping 19 Gen 3s onto a 19X. And then there's the Gun Guy 77 who swapped a 19 Gen 3 onto his Gen 5 Glock 45. And they run. And there's plenty of people out there doing that. It's totally doable. You just need to change out the back plate. You might need to change out, well, not change out, you might need to get an adapter for your recoil spring assembly. And then for the Gen 5, because the Gen 5 is ambidextrous, and this is person-to-person, build-to-build. Some of them change out their slide stop release, some don't. So it honestly just depends on you and your build, whether or not you change that one out. Right on, Jacob. And that's my recommendation to every household is you should have 5 guns, minimum. If you get more after that, good on you. But you need a duty size pistol, you need a compact pistol, a rifle, a shotgun, and a vehicle gun. And the vehicle gun, it doesn't really matter. It's whatever you're comfortable taking with you in your vehicle that you can easily get access to. Right on, Raven. I wish we had more P80 frames, but the last few frames we ordered were sacrificed to Polymer 80's legal defenses, unfortunately. And that's another thing we were talking about earlier about FUDs and 2A defense and 2A communities, is that when stuff like that happens, there's too many people in the 2A community that do not rally to the defense of a business or to a cause, or to the community. That is a valid concern, Mobius. It is absolutely a valid concern. So you need to make sure that your vehicle is something that can be secure, and that whatever vehicle gun you use, if you choose to use one, is locked in your vehicle, because there are ways to do that. And then also, whatever it is, you expect that you might lose it someday. So if having a vehicle gun is something you choose to do, and if that's something you're not comfortable with, don't do it. But if it's something that you choose to be part of your everyday carry, you need to take steps to secure it, and you need to take steps that as you drive around, you're aware of where the gun is, how you can access it, how it can be secure. Because there are little mini vehicle safes for your guns that you can get quick access to. Glock 20, Glock 48, and a Colt Anaconda. Oh man, I've always wanted a Colt Anaconda. And a few other Colts, but they're so out of the price range. Hey, Racer, what's going on, man? Yep, we've seen that a lot on Reddit, unfortunately. If you are involved in anything 2A on Reddit, you are fighting the admins that, who run Reddit, and then you are also fighting any of the moderators in various communities, because if they don't like something, boom, gone. Here, I don't care what you guys talk about. Like guns, don't like guns, ask questions. 2A is the way for everybody as far as I'm concerned. Yes, Reddit, and the process for appealing to Reddit is so bullshit. It's basically just like Meta. They don't actually want you to appeal. They don't want you to fix anything. And they don't want to be called out on violating their own rules, which Facebook and Meta does all the time. They violate their own rules all the time. YouTube's gun issues are because a few years back, and some of you might remember this because it was on the news, a stupid kid, and, I hate disparaging the dead, but a stupid kid got his girlfriend to take a pistol chambered in 50 Action Express, if I remember right, and shoot him while he was holding a dictionary. Because they had said, oh, hey, look, the dictionary stops the round. Well, it didn't. And so they did this on a live video, and yep. And then there was another incident where someone did a live where they decided to delete themselves, and so ever since then, YouTube has had a lot of rules about what you can and cannot do on live discussion or live, streams involving firearms. Like, I can't pick up anything there because there's a complete build. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she did. Because it's just depraved... Well, what do they call it? Not depraved indifference. Negligence. Because what they did was so negligent that it constituted a crime. I've never shot a Chiappa Rhino. It's interesting looking. I'm curious about it, but I've never shot one. Some are just out of the price range. Like the Pit Viper and the Sand Viper, I'm never going to spend, $5,000 to $9,000 on a pistol. Oh, yeah, incredibly sad, and it's just part of when I teach new people who've never shot before, I make them watch gun fail videos for like an hour before we even get to the range to show stuff like, hey, this is what not thinking can happen to you. This is what not thinking does to you involving firearms. You need to constantly be aware of your firearm. If you own one, you have a responsibility and a custodianship to it. You have to learn gun safety. You have to practice gun safety. And once you've learned things, know that you don't know everything, and then know that you have a duty to teach people. I think we all have a duty and custodianship to the Second Amendment, to where we have to teach the next generation. And there's too many FUDs out there that disagree with that. Oh yeah, that's definitely a lesson. I'm glad you're okay. And there's been too many people who admonish people for some of the gun fails, and when it really should be acknowledged as just a lesson that we can all learn from. Because we all make mistakes. So it's something we all need to learn from. Oh, thank you, Clayton. We use Hunter Orange and Graphite Black. Both are H-Series Cerakotes, and we use stencils from Tactical Penguin to make that happen. And actually, funny enough, that one's 20% off this month for our Glocktober sale. Desert Armory, what's going on, man? Yep, all of our black slides and our orange slides, as well as that tiger slide, are 20% off this month. Because Glocktober and Halloween and the rest of our strip slides are 15% off. Because Glocktober. A couple of friends were taking pics with their dad's firearms for MySpace, and one guy didn't think it was... Oh. Yep. Yep. You know, I recently did some shorts on Instagram and YouTube, and it shows me at the range shooting. And in between reloading, you will see me rack the slide 3 times. Even if I've already racked it once, I do a triple rack. And that is just a habit I have formed to ensure that my weapon is clear. And even when I'm handed a weapon, I will do the same thing and check to make sure it's clear and do a triple rack. And it's just a habit I have fallen into to ensure that I always have a clear and safe weapon. Burn scar from hog hunting. Where the case... Oh, yep, I've gotten a few burns from the range too. Yep. '26 on the 28th. Nice. Yep, I've gotten plenty on my neck, my back, down the front of my shirt. Odyssey green frame. Let me look that up. Don't think I've seen that before. Let's see, Odyssey green. I'm seeing a lot of different things pop up. If you've got a link, I'd be happy. Oh, OD green. Oh, we have a mil-spec OD green. You might like that. It's a little hard to see, but the camo slide in the background there is mil-spec OD green, Glock FDE, and Desert Sand. Okay, that's kind of a cool scar. Hey, thank you, Mobius. Greatly appreciated. One step closer to 1600. Let's do a little quick refresh on those analytics, see where we're at. Oh, man, we are getting so close. That is awesome. Yep, that's our OD camo. And yep, it's just mil-spec OD green, Desert Sand, and Glock FDE, all H-series Cerakotes. The camo stenciling we use is from Tactical Penguin. Cool guys. If you're looking to get, gun-related items, stencils, things like that, they have a lot of cool stuff. And they, of course, also got us the stencils for the White Lightning we have there and the Tiger Stripe. We also have, it's not listed anymore because we need to get more stencils, but honeycomb. We made honeycomb slides for a little while there. And where it was a black background and the lines for the honeycomb we did in the same gold that the slide to the left is in. So it looked pretty cool. And we debated doing a reverse where it was a gold background and black lines. But the black and gold looked awesome. That's a bad shot from the person who did that first. I mean, don't be wrong, I don't want people trespassing on my property either, but I usually give a warning. We might after this sale is over. We need to generate some more income before we start buying some more stuff. We're still pretty small, business. We started back in January of 2023, and it's just a small family-run, veteran-owned business. Make several hundred slides a week and just ship them on out. Ha! Mosquito, got you. Little bastard. Right on, Steve. I need to get a 1911. I've shot them plenty of times. I don't actually own one. Never got around to owning one. I don't know why. Right on. If you get a strip slide, the complete slides are still full price, but if you get a strip slide, they're between 15 and 20% off this whole month. Only on the website, not on the eBay page. We're actually trying to discourage people on eBay and just go straight to our website, but people are really comfortable with eBay. Problem with eBay is they take 13.6 to 30% of our sales. So it's like, yeah, we made a sale, but eBay takes a chunk of it. Oh yeah, the 1911 feels way different than like a Glock. Oh yeah, we have a physical, well not physical. We have a website, online retail store, and we have an eBay store. And the eBay store, when we first started as a business, was how we made most of our sales. And still kind of is, for individual sales anyway. People are really comfortable with eBay. Even though eBay isn't exactly very 2A friendly. Yeah, and we sell a lot of slides on eBay. The problem is people don't trust websites individually for some reason, but they will trust eBay. I don't know. A lot of our purchasers are actually between 35 and 55, at least based on some of the social media metrics we're getting. And we're trying to get younger people also involved in this, like building. But that said, I would rather a person who's new buy a Glock OEM and get proficient with it before they start building stuff. And I know that's me telling them not to spend money with us. But if you get proficient with the standard Glock before you start building, you know what right feels like. So then you know how to troubleshoot and correct your mistakes. Because we're getting way too many new builders that are just like, hey, I built this, it doesn't work, it must be you. And it's like, no, 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 buddy. You built a firearm. Go through your troubleshooting and see what is wrong. You might need to file something. You might need to sand something. You need to make sure that all your parts are meshing correctly. Right on, Raven. I'm happy to hear it. Hey, KK, what's going on, man? What can I do for you? Yep, a lot of sales on eBay. Of course, a lot of people are just looking for better deals. We sell like a lot of our blems on eBay. And blems are like, for example, we did a Cerakote and when it went into the oven, it didn't cure correctly. So instead of sanding it down and starting over, we just toss it on eBay as a blem. Or perhaps while it was machining, one of the end mills broke and clipped off, just a piece it shouldn't have. It's still functional, but not, cosmetically looking good. So that's a blem. It's actually 45 long Colt, Frankie. But thank you. I do have a 357. I should bring it out sometime. Hey, shooters, what's going on, man? I drank all my water again. I'm being a thirsty boy today. Not too much, shooter, not too much. Just talking about slides, guns, 2A is the way, gun communities. Oh, right on. That sounds familiar, P3. Oh, I know, right? Yeah, we checked our social media analytics from time to time, and it's wild. Which is so cool, too, because I'm glad people are embracing it. But I'm also curious as to, like, where the younger crowd isn't also jumped up there, Let's see. Here we go. Let's go to dashboard. Let's see what it's at. I haven't looked at it in a minute. Let's see what we're currently at. My audience. Hey, I'm up 300 subscribers in the last 28 days. That's freaking awesome. Most of my view time is between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. Yeah, that makes sense. Now, where's my audience metrics? Here we go. 95.6% of my audience is male. 4.4% of my audience is female. 22.3% of my audience is 25 to 34. 21.4% is 35 to 44. And 16.9% is 45 to 54. Okay, so the metrics changed a bit. All right. And 65% of my audience is from the United States. I get quite a few foreigners watching my stuff, too. Which is pretty awesome, because they ask some very interesting questions. Jacob had to file a screw that held the red dot on because it was interfering with the screw going to the ejector claw. Yep, it's not always Legos, and anything that's machined, there's always a possibility something went wrong somewhere. A very common one we get, especially when people are starting to put on their first optic, is putting the wrong screw on the right side. Oh, right on, Frankie. I got a buddy with a Hellcat. Don't have one myself, but could be the money, yeah. Yeah, go ahead and ask your question, KK. By all means. TA, what's going on, man? Oh, yeah, I know. A lot of foreigners actually watch gun videos from the U.S. I think some of it's a curiosity because they don't have it in their own country. And some of it's also, they come on here to shame. They're just like, oh, you filthy Americans, how dare you? It's like, okay, whatever. Remind me who you're asking for military defense next time. KK asks, there's these super powerful air pellet guns that emulate Beretta 357 Magnums. Beretta's 357 Magnums? I didn't know Beretta made revolvers. See, that's the thing. I don't know everything about guns. I don't know what everybody makes. Son of a gun, they do make revolvers. That's awesome. I did not know that. My experience with Beretta has pretty much only been the M9, so. Let's see here. You got like a fast action, almost semi-automatic, but they're air pellets. It will stop them, break skins. Okay. Not to mention you have to deal with anything afterwards. You know, you get them in pain, dropping their weapons, defending your family. I mean, you know, people use what they got to use, but I'm going to go with a regular gun, not a pellet gun. Stopping the threat for me means stopping the threat. And if the opponent happens to cease function after I've stopped the threat, that's their problem. They should not have come near my family or my house. You know, because I do value my possessions more than I value someone else. So, take for that what you will. The 45 Colt Plus P is a 325 grain going at 13. Ooh, sexy. I highly recommend it for EDC. Yeah, Hellcat's freaking fun. And I've got, you know, funny thing, when I go to the range, we bring a lot of our builds along. And so sometimes we do some back and forth, like to the guy next to us. Hey, man, let us shoot yours. You want to shoot one of ours? Hey, Clay Money. Not for the 20. We do have them for the 19 and the 17, and we're working on a 26 right now. We might work on a 20 in the future. I've never shot one of their shotguns. Potentially, shooters. Potentially. I mean, we are going to have to do laser engraving once we start doing Gen 5s. And of course, we do want to start adding our logo and information to the slide so there can be less white labeling going on. But where we're going to add it is going to be on the optic footprint. So that way you guys can put your plate or your optic on there and you don't have to see it if you don't want to. We're in Arizona, P3. Yeah, sorry, Clay. We don't do anything with the 20 yet. It's something we might do in the future as we continue to grow. But right now it's just the 19, the 17. We're working on the 26. And after we finish the 26, we're doing the 43. Oh yeah, Arizona's gun laws are amazing. Colorado's got some issues, but I'm hoping they'll turn it around. Right on, P3. We send quite a few slides to Texas, though Utah is probably our most shipped to state. By all means, TA, feel free to ask. Loud Squad, I want to send my Glock 33 for some custom works. I'm afraid we don't do custom work just yet. It's something we might do in the future, but right now we're not set up for it. I might recommend Frag Out Design Studios. They have some really cool stuff going on. Check out Frag Out Design Studios for some laser work and other stuff that they do with their slides. Mowdown, Elkhart, Texas. Right on. My opinion on IFRTs. I might make people angry with this one. Okay, so I'll bear in mind that at one point in my life, I used to be a machine gunner in the Army. So FRTs don't hold quite the novelty appeal to me that they do for some people who've never fired automatic weapons. So bear that in mind. My opinion of FRTs is that they are a tool, and that most people are not using it as a tool, they are using it as a range toy, where they just want to dump rounds, or criminals are using it to, you know, do some bullshit drive-by type stuff, or to surprise the cops. And it is a tool that people are underutilizing, and the problem with this tool is the volume of expenditure of ammunition. So it's costly to train with it. But if you trained with it, it could be a very effective tool. The problem is most people are not training with it. They're just using it as a toy. Or for criminal bullshit. Yeah, we ship to all states, Raven. We might restrict California come July 2026 because of their BS AB Bill 1127 and SB Bill 704. Basically, California made all new Glock sales illegal, and they passed a background check on barrels, which is just crap. Oh yeah, I get you there, KK. Yeah, that's another thing with it. Shooters is a lot of it's spray and pray, and it's not for me. I want to conserve ammunition, I want to put rounds on target, and I want to have positive identification. That said, an FRT could be useful for suppressing an opponent or for clearing a room, and the thing is, people aren't training. P3, California did that. It absolutely is, Raven, but it's California, and California will violate your rights every which way, especially if they can make a dime on it. Yeah, California sucks. Enkai, not yet. We might do a SIG 365 in the future. Currently, we just do the Glock 19 and the Glock 17. And we are finishing work on the Glock 26. After that, it'll be the Glock 43. But we are looking at the 365. We were looking at the M17 320, but we nixed that before the ICE memo even came out. Absolutely, Raven. California banned the Gen 4 and Gen 5 because somehow they think the Gen 4 and Gen 5 is worse than the Gen 3. Californians are stupid. Absolutely it is, Brian, and that's where the training doesn't come in for a lot of people, is if you put in the work, you can be accurate with an FRT. I have a friend in Utah who is flying here soon. Do you think they would clear him with some of your products? We ship products to Utah all the time. P3, ICE memo is that ICE switched, and they told all their agents following some incidents involving the P320/M17/M18 that ICE agents would no longer be using the SIG P320 platform, and that they would switch over to the Glock Gen 5 with MOS platform. Well, there is a joke about that, Jacob, from the Army, is that the M249 get behind cover, the M240 stay behind cover, and the M2 fuck you and your cover. Raven, for Utah, we do have a distributor there that buys from us, but I also think those Mormons just love guns. Oh, for the airport thing. I would look up whatever federal rules, because it is a gun part slash accessory. And I would check ahead of time. I couldn't give any advice on it because I have not traveled with a gun since I was in the Army. Shooters, they very well might be, because quite a few agencies seem to be switching over to Glock. Josh, yes, these are Glock clone slides that we make. Welcome to Stiffler Manufacturing. We make slides that fit the Gen 3 19 and 17. Working on the 26, and after we finish the 26, we're going to do the 43. Oh yeah, no worries, TA. I mean, technically it's just steel, but it counts as, you know, a gun part. So I don't want your guy to get hemmed up. Make sure they're following all the rules for it. Good water. Good tea. But I'm getting hungry, and they're still not up yet. I mean, if you get it off eBay, we still make some money. And if you trust eBay, you trust eBay. Either way. But you're not going to get the discount on eBay, because our discount, 15 to 20% right now, is on our website. Have a good one, KK. Actually, almost all of our discounts are on our website. So you're going to get a better price on the website more often than you would on eBay. I mean, we do put sales on eBay. StifflerManufacturing.com. Links in the description, but I'll drop the link bio for you guys so you can find all of our links. Hey, Fluffy Bunny Arsenal, what's going on, man? Do you have an approximate target drop date for the 26th? No. It's soon, but I don't want to give an exact date, because every time we do an estimated date, something bad happens. Like the one time we were about to release something, our shop got flooded. It's like it's cursed. So I just don't want to promise a date. I can say soon. We're trying to get it done before the end of the year. I haven't gone yet, Fluffy. Waiting on everyone to wake up, so I figured I'd do this morning live. I guess it might end up being more of a brunch than a breakfast. Yeah, say those imaging machines, they're gonna catch stuff. You be super following the rules with the airport. And even if you are following the rules federally, don't ever fly into New York carrying it. They were still arresting people, because New York has their own bullshit rules. Personally, and you might be able to see it on the furthest back slide on the build, I use Glock OEM sights, and what you're looking for is a sight that does not hang over the porting. Because if it hangs over the porting, I guarantee you, that ported barrel is going to chip away at the back of your sight. Ask us how we know. Actually, my favorite funny story about a ported barrel is someone picked up one of our pellet slides, and they forgot to check they had put a ported barrel inside the slide. Now, you might not be able to see it here, but there's no porting on the helmet slide. So what do you guys think happened to that build? I will say our slide was just fine. It's 17.4 stainless steel. It took it like a champ. The rest of the build, not so much. That slide is still functioning. That frame is not. So, yep, guy forgot to check his barrel when installing it, and ported barrel in a non-ported slide. That pressure had to go somewhere, and it went right into the frame. Poor bastard. So there's a life lesson for everybody. Check your barrels. I mean, I say that like, you know, like you should already know, but stuff happens. Hey, Zoku! What's going on? Oh, for the porting? So when you have a ported barrel, the barrel is drilled with ported holes, and what you need the window for is so that the gas has some place to escape. If there's no place for it to escape, it goes down and into the frame, or back and into your parts kit. Laser. So long as I can sight in the laser good, I'm going with laser over dot. Because I can shoot just fine with iron sights, and if the laser fails, I really don't care. If the optic fails and is stuck to my slide, I'm going to be kind of pissed off. Which I can still shoot with it just fine if the optic fails, but it's just a little chunk that's in my way that's not usable. The laser I can easily get off if there's something wrong with it. Yeah, it's something I've seen happen, and not just, you know, with the one guy. I've seen it happen on some YouTube videos. I've seen it happen at ranges where somebody messed up and they weren't paying attention. Actually, funny enough, Jacob, the frame is still functional, kind of. So it's the front portion in front of the trigger guard. The rails are fine. So it can actually still cycle and still shoot, but the recoil spring assembly is completely exposed. Hey, Pistol Pete, what's going on, man? 2A veteran. Ooh, yes. Yes, that will happen. I'm sorry, 2A veteran. Yeah, you've got to make sure your front sights don't hang over. Oh, yeah, red dots are great. This Siley optic one I have in the back runs great. Got a Gideon Omega red dot, runs great. Hollow Sun. Good optics. But you need to train with iron sight first and step up to optics, in my opinion. And maybe some of that's just my Army experience showing through, but because I had optics in the Army, CCOs and ACOGs, but if those failed, you needed to be able to fall back to iron. Have a good one, shooters. Good luck with your class. Getting in the morning crowd now. I have a fun crowd too. And hey, if you guys, like what I've been talking about or you like the channel, feel free to subscribe, give us a like, double tap that screen. Help us build the two-way wall against the algorithm. Ozoku is not wrong. Sidearms do not need dots, and you should be able to function with them without them. Sidearms do not need porting or comps. You don't need a Radian ramjet and afterburner. It's just a tool you can utilize with appropriate training. Will a ported barrel and slide help you shoot flatter? Yes, but only if you actually have basic marksmanship skills to fall back on. It's not going to instantly make you a better shot. If your shooting skills suck, adding a ported barrel or a comp or anything isn't going to make you better. Yeah, it's a luxury. Exactly. It's a tool you can use after you've already built a base. Miley, how you doing? Like, look at this old cowboy gun back here. That's what they used to use. And they were accurate with them. There's no adjustable sight. There's nothing you can add to it. They were just good with it. Hey, thank you, Miley. Actually, we make all these slides here. Out of 17.4 stainless steel, we mill all these out. So welcome to Stiffler Manufacturing. The Ruger is just for show and conversation piece, and the build in the back also has one of our slides. Yeah, it's a Glock clone. The one in the back there is a Stiffler Manufacturing SM19 Turbo slide, and the frame is a Palmetto State Armory compact dagger. The parts kit is SCT Manufacturing, and the barrel is an ELD Performance. We threw an optic on there from Siley Optics. That is their Wolf X Pro. Yep, good little build there. I'm actually going to be taking that build out with me today. We're going to be going out to breakfast, brunch, Brinner. I can try and get it a little closer in on it, but I can't touch it. YouTube has some rules that I gotta follow. Yeah, thank you guys for those likes. It's greatly appreciated. And thank you for the subs. I know we got a few new ones. Oh man, I am 3 away from 1600. That is so cool. Yeah, unfortunately, Miley, a couple of years ago, well, more than a couple of years ago, some people did some stupid stuff on lives, and now YouTube doesn't let people touch them. Hey, Jump Out Blast, what's going on, man? Not bad, not bad. Gonna go out with the family today, get some pancakes. Gonna be a good day. My favorite weapon, oh, that's a good one. My favorite weapon is the puckle gun. Wonder how many of you know what that is. I bought a complete PSA dagger slide for my Geisler build, but my buddy keeps saying I need OEM Glock UPK. Thoughts, will the dagger run? The dagger will run, but Glock OEM parts are the standard. And you may need to adjust parts kits as you build. Oh, the puckle gun. I'm afraid I can't show it to you. It's just a gun from history. But I'll pull it up on Google. So it's made back in 1718, and it challenges the concept that the founding fathers would not know that there were going to be gun advancements. It is a arguable precursor to what you might recognize as the Gatling gun. And this was available during the American Revolution. It was just expensive. You couldn't really get them. And there were other options that were available during the American Revolution that were considered advanced for their time, that were not muskets. It's just they were really expensive, and America was cash-strapped because we were fighting a revolution. But this could have been mounted on fixed fighting positions, and it could have been mounted on ships. And it was literally crank-fired. So that is one of my favorite guns because it challenges the concept that the Founding Fathers wouldn't have known that there were going to be gun advances. And there absolutely were going to be gun advances. The Founding Fathers weren't stupid. Alan, yes, it's a Ruger New Vaquero chambered in .45 long Colt. And it is a 6-shooter. Puck'll go burr. Absolutely. We're in Arizona specifically. We are a machine shop and manufacturing business. We make these slides here that you see before you. So we make all these gun slides here. Mine is the Taurus Spectrum. I have not shot the Taurus Spectrum. I'd love to. That looks like a Philippines flag emoji. So yeah, probably. Oh yeah, they do. Yeah, I knew quite a few Filipinos who became American and served in the Army. They loved the 1911. TX-22's hot right now. Oh yeah, I know KO Knives. I did a live with him one night. We did a joint live together. Of the, let's see, most aesthetically pleasing, probably the Viper, which is this one here. The one in the back I can't touch is probably the one I like the most. And the one I do not have with me that's my absolute favorite is the SM-19 Leonidas. We do have one back at the shop, but I don't have one with me. Let me pull up a Leonidas. We do actually have a few left that are still available for sale. It's just you have to reach out to us directly. Here we go. The SM-19 Leonidas. That is my favorite slide. Oh, we've already done a collab with KO Knives, but I wouldn't be against doing another one. Or with anybody, really. I've done them with Red Dawn Readiness. We've done collabs with quite a few people. Got Gamage. A whole list of people. I know, right, Jacob? No, not yet. The Leonidas was put on a hiatus because, as you saw with the porting, it's harder to do. It's more expensive, and so we had to charge more. And so it didn't sell as well as other slides. People were looking for cheaper. So the Leonidas cost around $300, and people just weren't buying it, so we put it on a hiatus. So we only ever made it in the 19. We do still have some available. It's just you got to reach out to us directly, and we might start releasing them again in short runs, so where we only make maybe 25 or 50 of them at a time. And once they're sold out, they're sold out. Oh yeah, the white slides are great, but if you shoot with a ported barrel, it's going to look like a toasted marshmallow on the inside. I was showing one of them off the other night, and I had gone to the range, and yeah, I had shot it with a ported barrel, and it was a toasted marshmallow. She's a little toasty. $15.99, one sub away from 1,600. That is awesome. It does look pretty good as a toasted marshmallow. I like it. It almost kind of looks like caramelized underneath. And for those of you not aware, yes, ported barrels are going to char the underside of your Cerakote. The undercarriage of the slide, it's going to do that. There's nothing you can do to stop it. Yeah, it's kind of like our space warrants, right? The distressing. It shows it's been used. And it's got some love in it. That's some good tea. Turmeric and cinnamon bark green tea. Gave up caffeine in my life. Getting healthy again. Mostly gave up alcohol. I'll still drink on special occasions. Out with friends and whatnot. But otherwise, yeah, don't really drink anymore. Eating good, eating clean, staying hydrated. So I can move and groove if the time comes for it. My old ass can lose 40 pounds, so can you guys. Just takes a little bit of work and a certain... You got to convince yourself you love salad. I've adopted chicken salads. Not like, you know, made up like a tuna fish salad, but just chicken on salad. Yeah, I mean, that's one reason I don't live in the South, is the food's too damn good, and I'd be like 400 or 500 pounds easy. I'm afraid not, Alan. We only make slides for the 17 and the 19 at the moment. We are working on finishing the 26, and we'll begin work on the 43 after that. We might do a 34 someday, but we just don't have one available now. Yep, just make a few changes on that, Raven. You know, start drinking a lot more water. Arizona's like southwest. We got a lot of good Mexican food here. Like, way too good. You know, eat a lot of protein. Make sure you get your fibrous vegetables in there. Drink a lot of water. I did a nice little thing mixed up. Made up some nice rice. Mixed in with like some sauteed vegetables last night. And then threw a good chunk of salmon on top. Beautiful. Like, good food doesn't have to taste bad. Southwest, I guess you could call it. I know California likes to say they're the Old West, but California is full of shit. Arizona's the Old West. We still love guns and cowboys here. And horses. California's full of crap. Especially after their latest gun ban and their latest barrel background checks, requiring you to get a background check for a barrel. That's what's going to cause friction between us and California, is that we would not be able to sell complete slides to California, just to FFLs. California is a Karen state. And I'm sorry if there's Californians in here, but you guys did it to yourself. Like, there's businesses just abandoning California left and right. They won't ship there. They don't want to build new stores there. And California's like, but why? Like, because you suck. Working in and around or with your state is just a nightmare. Became a Glock lover when you saw the John Wick series. Yeah, John Wick got a lot of people involved in guns. That and COVID. Oh, man. I met so many first-time gun owners because of COVID. Because people saw how society was behaving. So we got a whole new wave of gun owners just because of the bullshit with COVID. Small batches of 17Ls. Yeah. Yeah, we might do something like that in the future. Make it available. Maybe limited models. It's such a long slide, though. I imagine there's going to be production issues. And that's just because we screwed up, Raven. Like, if they were thinking, and if you look at the map, if they had just, adjusted some lines, Arizona could have some beachfront property. Right next to Baja, California. Absolutely black. I assume that's black. BLK, black CC1. I assume black. I don't know. I remember California said you couldn't collect rainwater for your own plants and private use. Like, it's rain. I imagine there still is for 17Ls and 34s because people who do target shooting, like competition shooting and stuff like that. I don't think it'll sell as much as the 19 and 17, but I think there's a market there. Black Crew Cab. Okay. Welcome back, Miley. How you doing? All these people moving to Texas from California that complain how you do things there. That's why you guys have Houston. They're all just supposed to move to Houston and nowhere else. Not at this time, Raven. I'd recommend another company, maybe East Coast Cerakote or something like that. We don't do aftermarket Cerakote on people's personal slides. We just do it to our own. It's something we might do in the future, but we're not doing it for other people yet. We sent one of our 17s, the Turbo, out to FV Ordnance, and I think he's going to be shooting it at a competition tomorrow. And he says the slide's great. The only issue he had was with the parts kit, which we've seen some people have some issues. The parts kit's from SCT Manufacturing. For us, they've worked great, but for someone who's like a competition shooter, it's not the best parts kit. You're going to have to get some match grade stuff. Same thing for ELD Performance Barrel. It's a good thing to get you started. That's why it's like only $40. But for somebody who's a competition shooter, there are way better barrels out there and way better parts kits. So when he says he has an issue with it, I take his words kind of to heart on it, because he gives a full analysis of like, hey, this is what I'm experiencing and this is why and this is what I'm changing because of this, because the guy's a competition shooter. Whereas other people who might have some complaints, it's usually because they're new to it or because they just didn't want to do any of the finishing work with their build. Oh, these slides here are for the 19 and the 17. Well, only one of them 17, so 19, 19, 19, 19, 19, 17. And then the one in the back on the build there is also a 19. Find the silver lining, Miley. Find the silver lining. I don't know, man. I kind of like having a toilet. That said, we probably should bring back dueling. There'd be less people being all bitchy and mouthy if all of a sudden they had to face a duel on Sunday, you know what I mean? At high noon. Well, I guess they wouldn't do it on Sunday, would they? Hey, Bill Poole, how you doing? Bill Poole's got one of our Leonidases that I was showing off earlier. I'm gonna trying to get him to build another one with our Glocktober sale. Heck, I'm trying to get everyone to build something with our Glocktober sale. Hey, Rebel Spirit, what's going on? But yep, for those of you who didn't hear me earlier, 15 to 20% off all of our strip slides. So like all of these. Plus all the ones on the website. Got a ridiculous amount of colors. Graphite black, tungsten, sniper gray, battleship gray, burnt bronze, gold, shimmer aluminum, Jesse James green, which is kind of like a forest green, mil-spec OD green, green mamba, habanero red, USMC red, bright purple, NRA blue. Man, what else do I have? Desert sand, flat dark earth, a lot of stuff. Hunter orange. We do lives pretty often, every day or two. Sometimes they're short, sometimes they're long, like this one's turning into a long one. Because they won't wake up. Oh, well, looks like I have to plug my phone in. Oh, run on, Jacob. Have a good one. Earn that paper. Though, interestingly enough, American currency is not made of paper. It's made of cotton and linen. There you go. There's your fun fact for the day. Always this early in the morning? No, not always. Sometimes I get up at 4 a.m. and do a live. Sometimes I do it in the afternoon. Sometimes I do it in the evening. Just depends on when I feel like doing it. Sometimes you'll have me driving around town, and I'm just like, yeah, let's do a live. And I just put my phone on the mount and do a live as I'm driving. Which makes it hard to answer questions, admittedly, because I'm not really watching the chat. I'm watching the road. But, you know. We have not tried our slide with the RXM yet. We did put it on an RXM when we were visiting a gun shop. And some of our customers have. We do have an RXM frame, but we don't have the parts kit for it and the fire control unit. I love it. As soon as I get some extra cash, definitely getting the 17. Right on, man. I mean, this will definitely be the month for it because it's going to be 15 to 20% off. But if you got to wait, definitely get it. Bills come first. Let's see. What are my metrics on this one? Not that, not that, not that. More insights. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah, so my audience has changed. Well, not on Facebook. My audience is still the top 35 to 44, and then 45 to 54, then 25 to 34. Huh. I had a Gen 5 17, and oh, that sucks. Oh, yeah, we got to go get a parts kit and the fire control unit for it, so we just haven't gotten around to it yet. Oh, so that's like top commenters or something, top fans or something frickin' YouTube is doing to encourage people to talk. So like everybody who has commented is on the list of like how much they've commented and how much they've engaged in the discussion. So if you have a crown, it means you've engaged in conversation a lot more than other people. Is it? Looks the same to me from this angle. I'd have to get my calipers out to actually test it for sure. Yeah, it might just be the angle. From what I'm looking at, it looks the same. That, and I'm betting the distressing around the rim is probably adding to that. Yeah, it's actually started something. I think YouTube did it to like encourage conversation, because then you get people like going back and forth. Well, I'm number one, I'm number two, and so on. I'm fine with it. People can talk as much as they want. It helps our metrics out. Hey, we hit 1,600 subs. Heck yeah. That's awesome. What should I do for 1,600 subs? Thank you, Rebel Spirit. Thank you. Not yet. We don't have. We have access to a laser engraver, but we don't have our own personal laser engraver, so that creates problems. Let's see. Not you. Ah, there we are. There we are. I know exactly what I'll do. 1,600. Okay. Let's see who all we've got in here. We're going to go through and do some... spin the wheel type shit. I think it starts in July of 2027. 1,600% off slides. Yeah, right. I'm going to pay you to take it. Chili Bill, how's it going, man? Yeah, I bet it loses in court, to be quite honest. I mean, we're hoping it loses in court, but I'm betting it loses in court. Okay, who all do I have in here? Rebel Spirit Operations. Bill Poole. Not for the 21 yet. We might do that in the future. We are currently only making the 19 and the 17, and we're working on the 26. Hey, Damian Christian's in here. What's going on, man? Who all here is in the U.S. right now? I can only ship to the U.S. Azoku Dori. There we go. Ooh, I got a lead soon. I might have to do this later, actually. That's okay. We'll figure it out. Let's see. Who else? Okay, we might do this later. I figure 1600, I'm going to give away one of these books. Because the title is just freaking funny. So before I show this, bear in mind, the title is a joke. The title is purposely meant to suck certain people in. Yep, the comic book. I'm gonna give one of these out. We'll do a giveaway for this, and then give it to one of your commie friends. We do our own customization, but we don't do it for people. But if there was something you wanted, like let's say you like this tiger you like this tiger, camo style slide, but you don't like the color. Maybe you wanted, gold and black or red and black or, whatever. Reach out to us and we could do something like that for you. Or if you like this lightning style one, but you wanted a different color scheme, yeah, we could probably do that. Oh, and the fun thing with these ones is they have errors in them that are notated by the author, hence the not for resale. So I can just give them away. Ha! Put it in your intercity library. That's awesome. It's stupid short, and all it does is just talk crap about communism and then about the author for a little bit. I mean, the author actually sells them on Amazon and Kindle. But I'm just going to give one away. Because we hit 1,600. I still need to do that 1K giveaway. The 1K giveaway, we're going to be giving away a Viper. We just still have to make it. And we've been really busy with other stuff, so we haven't made it yet. Oh, that sounds cool. Yeah, I do like the lightning color theme, but I want it black and... Yeah, we can do black and purple. I would just reach out to us at our sales email. It's sales@stifflermanufacturing.com. And say, hey, can you do one, but with purple lightning? I don't think we're that good yet, Bill. I don't think I can do something that looks like the Ghostbusters stream. Maybe I can. I'm not that good. The painters might be able to do something. Maybe we'll do something weird and give out like a Funko Pop or something. You guys can take it at the range and shoot it or something. I see the lightning color. Let's see, what did I miss here? Been working on cool purple. I see the lightning color. I'm like, that. How do you do them anyway? And how does it work? Oh, okay. So what you need to do is take a slide, and then you take it to a sander. Or if you have your own, if If you have your own sander, you sand the slide down, and then you clean it, and then you apply Cerakote to it, and then it gets oven cured. But you need to sand it. You can't just... I've seen some companies make the mistake of spraying Cerakote already on a smooth surface. It doesn't like to bond. It needs that rough surface to bond to it. So you get like a power sander, you know, spray sander. Sandblaster, that's the word I'm looking for. But yeah, you do a sandblaster, you blast off whatever coating you have on it. In our case, ours are raw. So right as we machine them, they get sanded. Well, they get deburred and then, you know, cleaned and then sanded and then coated. But, yeah. Oh yeah, don't oven cure your Cerakote. Cerakote's toxic. Yeah, when you spray, make sure you have a good painting mask. But that said, go on Craigslist if you want to do some home type stuff. Find a cheap oven that works, that you don't care. Put it outside or in your shed, or you know wherever your workspace is going to be, and get a cheap ass oven. And there you go. You can Cerakote whatever you want. As long as it can maintain between 250 and 500 degrees, you're good to go. Yep, you will be solid. Yep, we're sending this one off to Florida. Cool. Too easy. Sending a slide off to Florida. Somebody bought one and I gotta ship it out today. There we go. Too easy. Heck, I'll just print it right now. Go to the post office sometime today. We try to be super fast about it. The average time, turnaround on slides is 1 to 2 weeks because we got to mill the steel. You've got to clean it, deburr it, sand it, Cerakote it, cure it, quality control check it, box it, ship it. So 1 to 2 weeks on average. But sometimes we can get it done, like if we've already got something on the shelf that we already made and someone happened to just order that, yeah, it usually gets shipped out like the next day. Let's see. Let's get the next one. Sometimes I can ship from home. Usually I go into the shop. But... Grab that shower, man. Damian Christian, what's going on, brother? Freaking kids stuff. Get out of there, you. Okay, let's see. And this will be today. We're also trying to hit up SHOT Show this coming January. Trying to get there, meet and greet a lot of people. We'll see how it goes. There we are. Now this is almost ready to send off. Is there a particular drop in barrel that is match quality that works best with your slides or that you tend to recommend? Or do they all pretty much work good? Minor fitting, filing needed? Yeah, pretty much. We haven't done a whole lot of testing with different barrels and whatnot. The barrels we use are drop-in barrels from ELD Performance. They range about $40. And there are better barrels out there, but we haven't gone through testing. Our size and all of our measurements are based off Glock OEM. So I'm certain there's going to be better barrels out there that fit better. We did have FE Ordnance who does gun competitions, and he's like, yeah, the barrel isn't the best. It's definitely not match grade. It's just a barrel that gets you started. So there's definitely better options out there. Hey, Bill Pool, that is a Ruger New Vaquero in 45 Long Colt. Okay, I need to open this up. There we are. Got my packaging ready. Okay, let's get you in there. Fit in there, you. Get in your home. So you can go to your new home in Florida. Oh, and the post office doesn't even open for another 40 minutes. Did I lose audio? I think I did. Let me take a little check here. What do you guys think? Did I lose audio? Weird, I'm not getting any feedback from my computer. Wonder what's going on there. Oh, I see what happened. I'm double connected. Yep, I'm double connected to my other earbuds. That's freaking funny. Yep, that occasionally happens from time to time because my other earbuds love being a pain in the ass. All right, this is probably where I'm going to end it, everybody. I hit the 2-hour mark, so a little long one this morning. Thank you guys for checking out all of our slides. Thank you for checking out the website, those new likes and subs. You got us to 1,600. I'm going to do a little book giveaway later, and we are still doing our Viper giveaway at some point for when we hit 1K. So keep an eye out for that. And, again, thank you so much for hanging out with us. And as always, stay 2A every day.